what are all the people saying that report to these chaotic CEOs? What's that experience like? What's happening?
Yeah. In my experience, I've heard things like, there's a lot of respect because the person has ideas that the rest of the team doesn't have. And so they're like, at what point do we get to bring up that this is uncomfortable? At
Yeah.
what point do we stop celebrating? So I think there's a lot of
No
inner
point.
discussion. Yeah, there's a lot
Mhm.
of inner discussion that maybe the this chaotic leader is not hearing. They may
Yeah.
not be hearing it, but the rest of the C-suite or the leadership team or whoever, they're all talking about it.
Well, some of them are talking about it because I think that there are also the people who have been with that CEO forever
Yeah.
who, they're like family. And so they actually they're okay with it because it benefits them quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, if I report to Natalie, but I've been here with CEO Kathy for way longer than Natalie, if Natalie says or does anything I don't really like, I'm going to Kathy because
Mhm.
I've been with Kathy since day one. So I'll
Yeah.
get what I want anyways. But that's I'm going off on a tangent there. But getting back to the experience of the people who report to the CEOs, what does that domino effect look like? So you just said like, "Hey, look, everybody's talking about it and everyone's kinda like, at what point are we saying that this is uncomfortable?" But what's the domino effect of that
Mm.
behavior?
Uh, Lack of trust, for sure. Lack of trust in the process.
Yeah, disengagement, I
Mhm.
think, and then eventually you lose really good
Great
people.
people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I have a scenario where I worked with a client, it might have been like 4 years ago, probably over that. Um He was owner operator. He was very passionate, very good. I mean, just brilliant, brilliant man. Really great at what he did, and he built this company from the ground up. And he had about, I think, like maybe 60 employees or something like that. And I really went in there just to help with some operational things, but quickly, I mean, within the first 2 days, discovered that probably about 80% of his workforce was unhappy, and they were
Mm.
all essentially looking for another position, or they just didn't wanna be there anymore, and it was because of that same mentality that helped him be successful was the same mentality that was driving away, like, a lot of good employees, and it was
Yeah.
because he's so passionate, because and you and I know this, right? We are also owner operators, and so you never shut off, ever. You're always thinking, researching, reading, looking, talking about your business in some way, and but what he was doing is every conversation, every video he saw, every article, every new trend, he was coming in and saying, "Hey, look, we need to shift things because this is what is happening in the industry." But he never let anything take enough time to either fail or succeed before he
Mm.
changed it again. And that was how his kind of chaotic approach was really causing just this very unhappy culture. And he was oblivious. He was
Yeah.
oblivious.
I'm wondering if there's an element there to needing to be needed. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
But not just needing to be needed, but this is my baby.
Yep.
And
Interjecting.
nobody's gonna take care of my baby that I birthed like I would.
Yeah.
And on some level, I guess that's true. But I think that's also where like hiring the right people and having like trusting people around you, like trustworthy people, I think that has something to do with it. But yeah, I think the needing to be needed thing is a big one
Yeah.
for
I think
sure.
when leaders who especially leaders who are founders,
Yeah.
it's natural to insert yourself into everything
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you were everything at one point in time. And the chaos in it, whether it's intentional or inadvertent, helps to keep you relevant. And it starts to become a bottleneck. And if your entire team has to depend on you, you don't necessarily have a team. You have you and a giant bottleneck and then several layers down the team